guys, welcome back to the channel Nate's Pink Bookshelf. My name is Nate Denise. For those of you who are new to the channel or who just happen to stumble across this video, and as the title says below, this is going to be my TBR for the 2020 owls. Okay, so before I get into my TBR, let me just run through some basic information. If you want an in-depth video on that, you can just click the on the screen to go to G from the Book Rosa's channel. She talks all about the 2020 owls. But if I'm not mistaken, this is year 3. I did partake in 2019, which was year 2, and I did print out some stuff and put it in my journal. So I had so much fun with that, and I completed all of my books for that. But it's based off of the Ordinary Wizarding Levels examination from the Harry Potter world. I have seen every single Harry Potter movie, but I have not read all of the books. I've only read the first book twice, and not until my 20s. So I did not grow up on Harry Potter, so I will apologize ahead of time for any mistakes that I make in these words. Just know I'm not a Harry Potter stan like most people, but I'm excited about this readathon. So basically what she does is she prints out, or she creates these career guidebooks in which you can pick a career, and each career has a set amount of exams that it has to take in order for you to get that career. So you do your owls in April, and then in August you take the newts, which I don't know what the newts stand for, so don't kill me. It's on the screen. Like I said, I'm not a Harry Potter fan, so don't kill me. But like I said, I partook in the owls last year, and last year I went for Metal Charmer, which I had to read 7 books for Metal Charmer, and I did complete that. I did, however, miss out on the newts for 2019, so hopefully this year I can do both, you know, keep them in the forefront of my mind. But yeah, so this year the guidebook is pretty much the same, but she did add a few different careers. So I think this year I went with a new career. Is this a new? No, this is not a new career, actually. I was gonna go with a new career, which I'll tell you guys about. So here is what it looks like. I believe it's like 30, it is 29 pages just with the career guidebook. But if you get the add-on section as well, it is a total of, I think, 34 pages or something like that. But here it is, and I love that G goes in depth. Like, she gives you so much illustration, and then she gives you the traits, what you need for your owls, what you need for your newts, and she adds like little add-ons and then some information about the specific career. I mean, she goes through this for pretty much everything, you guys. Like, there's a lot here. So as I said, last year I went with Metal Charmer. And this year I was stuck on which one to do. I could have just went back again with Metal Charmer, because that's 7 books on your TBR for the month. But you know me, I love to challenge myself with my TBRs, and I'm pretty good at reading anywhere between 12 to 15 books. This month though, this month is not the best month like at all for March, but normally I'm reading anywhere between 12 to 15 books. I can average a little higher than that depending on the month, but I decided, you know, I was gonna go with Spellmaker. And Spellmaker is one of the new I'm trying to find it on the inside of the book, but Spellmaker is one of the new careers that she had. And for the owls, you had to do 7 owls, and then your newts information was here. But I was gonna go with that, and then I was going to add on some course, seminar, training add-on. So she has this where you can add on different things. So she had 4, or was it 6? 2, 4, 6 add-ons. You could do Animagus training, you could do Dragon Tamer training, you can do learn to operate the locomotive trains, magical shop management, as well as merpeople, linguistics, and legal defense of fantastic beast seminars. So for me, I was going to go with the legal defense of fantastic beast seminar, but if I would have added all of those up, it would have averaged out to about 11 prompts. So with that average, I decided I was just gonna go with another career that I wanted to try out last year, but I stopped myself from doing last year. Because last year I was also stuck between different careers. But this year I'm going with the one that I really wanted to do last year, and that is going to be Alchemist. It is the first one for the career path. So here's career paths. It's page 4. So Alchemist. For my owls, I have to complete all 12 examinations, and then the newts are down here. I believe that's 6 newts here. So I'm going with Alchemist. 12 prompts, 12 books. It's really more like 11 books, honestly. But yeah, so you also get a letter from Professor McGonagall. which I'm not going to read through. You can just watch G's video. And then you have all of the owls and the prompts for the owls. So like I said, I'm going with The Alchemist, 12 books, which I know I can do. And I picked 12 books that I really did want to like specifically read. So I'm going to run through each book with you guys. I'm not going to make this video too long. I just wanted to get this video up and out. And yeah, so let's just dive in. So I have my list. Like it took me 3 hours to figure out what books I wanted to read, because there's so many books like I want to read, but I needed to pick books that I know that I honestly really wanted to read and could definitely get me out of this reading slump that I'm sort of in. We are 20 days into the month of March. I have only read 4 books, you guys. 5 if you count the book I'm reading now. 5 books. That is not good. I should be at least in the double digits right now, so March is just not a good month. But let's dive in. So the first examination is Ancient Ruins, and for that we are going to be doing Heart Ruins. So it says to read a book with a heart on the cover or in the title. For that I went with The Bride Test by Helen Hoang. This is book 2 in the Kiss Quotient sort of companion trilogy. This follows Kai, who is a cousin of Michael from book 1, and he's also the brother of Quan, and Quan is going to be the main male interest, in book 3. So I definitely just have to pick this up. Like we have to. And I'm excited because I didn't get much of Kai. We got more of Quan in book 1. Kai was definitely a mystery. You got to see him every now and then in the gym working out with Michael and Quan. But I need to read this like ASAP. So the heart is here, as you can see on the front cover as well as on the spine. So that is my excuse for how I can read this book. So The Bride Test, which is book 2 in the Kiss Quotient. And for those who don't know, this is adult contemporary romance. So moving on to examination number 2, that one is arithmancy. It is magical qualities of number 2, balance/opposites. For this, we are to read something outside of your favorite genre. So my number 1 favorite genre will forever be fantasy. I don't care what kind of fantasy, supernatural, paranormal, just fantasy in general that's my jam. Okay, I can get lost in fantasy. Majority of my books on my shelves are fantasy. Under that, I love that angsty contemporary romance. But genres that I don't really go to are like historical fictions. Don't care for those classics. I like them, but I don't really read them. As well as mysteries, suspense novels, and stuff like that. So I decided to go with the YA mystery this time around, and that is going to be Jackaby by William R. Ritter. This is the first book in the Jackaby series. I believe I own the first 2 or the first 3 or something like that. I own books 1 and 2. I think I own another book, don't know. But this, I believe, is a mashup of Doctor Who, which I don't really know much about Doctor Who, but it's also a mashup of Sherlock Holmes. I love Sherlock Holmes. I've seen every movie, I've seen every TV show. I have not read the books, but I did actually go to Barnes & Nobles not too long ago and pick up a Sherlock Holmes collection, so I will be reading through that soon. But yeah, I decided to go with this. It's mystery. That's all I know. It takes place in 1892 in New England. So yeah, YA mystery, and I'm excited to dive into this, and I love this cover. It is stunning. I think his name is Jackaby and her name is Alice or something like that. No, her name is Abigail. So yeah, there you go. So for astronomy, which is the 3rd examination, this is going to be night classes. It says read majority of this book when it's dark outside. And of course I could pick any of the books, but I decided to go with Demon Slayer, the first volume. I saw that they had this available on NetGalley and like immediately requested it because I love the anime. The anime was amazing to me. I loved it so much. I binge watched that anime twice already. Okay, twice. So until the movie, I don't even know if the movie came out yet. Did it come out? I don't know. But if the movie didn't come out, this will hold me over until the movie comes out. Because we need more. Okay, if I don't look like it, I love anime. Anime has been like my number 1 thing. I grew up watching anime with my uncle. Back like in the 90s, he was watching Dragon Ball Z, Digimon, Pokemon, all that. I grew up on that, but I didn't really care to watch it because I was like semi-forced to watch it. It was either that or go in the living room with my grandma and watch Charmed and Buffy the Vampire Slayer. So that's how I kind of grew my love for both. But as an adult now, I'm like really hardcore into anime now. Whatever. So I decided to go with that. I'm definitely going to binge read that. I think it's like 200 pages or less. I'm about 190 some odd pages, so I'm definitely binge reading that in an hour. Like it, I've seen the anime, so I'll be used to it. So I'm super excited for that. So we have that. And moving on to examination number 4, which is Care of Magical Creatures. I'm not even going to attempt to pronounce the name. I'll put it on the screen. I think it's a hippogriffs. Again, I'm not a Harry Potter stan. Don't kill me. But basically, it's to read a book with a creature with a beak on the cover. And for that, I'm going with a review book. I was supposed to read this book about a month ago. I apologize. But it's the first book in the Chronicles of Enlai, and it's the Nexus Mirror by N.E. Michaels. All I know is that this is fantasy, but I think a little bit of sci-fi in it. But that's all I know. That's all I need to know. The blurb itself caught my attention just because the main character's name is Raiden Williams. He's 22 years old from Chicago, Illinois. He says he makes a mean peanut butter and jelly sandwich. He blew up an orphanage. He killed 2 shadows with an atom bomb. He executed a burner with a sword. He is a wanted terrorist in all 50 states. He slew a life-sucking beast. He saved the princess from a tower, flew a dinosaur, and entered the Nexus Mirror and lived. So, I mean, that alone, that is not the description. That is just this little blurb here. And that alone caught my attention. I have never read the full description of it. So, I'm super excited to dive into this and finally get this through. So, we have that. Okay, so moving on to... Is this 5 or 4? I don't even know. This is book 5. So this is going to be prompt 5. I think I said prompt 5 before, but that was actually prompt 4. So prompt 5 is going to be Charms. Lumos Maxima. Don't know if that's how you say it. Again, don't come for me. But read a book with a white cover. For that, I went with a reread. That's going to be A Darker Shade of Magic by B.E. Schwab. This is going to be adult fantasy. I love this book so much. It's a 5-star read. This entire series is 5 stars for me. I love it so much. And I read the ebooks. I now own physical copies, so I decided to reread the physical copy of it. I needed a book that was going to get me out of my slump, something that I read and loved already. And this is one of the 3 books on my TBR that are books that I've read, loved, and gave 5 stars to. So for those who don't know, this follows Kel, who lives in Red London. There are 4 different Londons: red, white, gray, and black, and they all have varying levels of magic, from no magic to the greatest amount of magic. Red London, if I'm not mistaken, has the best amount of magic. They thrive in magic. And then you also are introduced to Helen, who is a traveler like Kel, but I think he's from Gray London. Don't quote me. You also have what is her name? Oh my, Lila. I almost forgot her name. You have Lila, who I love, Miss Lila Bard. She's amazing. And you're also introduced to Prince Reese, who is kind of sort of like the adopted brother of Kale, kind of sort of. Yeah, it's amazing. I love it. I can't wait to reread it and dive back into this world, especially with the physical copy. I can annotate the mess out of it now. So yeah, excited. Okay, so then we have Defense Against the Dark Arts. I'm not going to pronounce that name, but is a book set at sea or the coast. For that, I'm going to go with Red Seas Under Red Skies by Scott Lynch. I did read The Lies of Locke Lamore, loved it so much, so I need to know what happens next for Locke and John, or Jean. Is it John or Jean? Don't know, but I need to know what happens next for them, especially after the events of Lies of Locke Lamore gutted the life out of me. So I know that this one takes place on the sea, obviously, on Red Seas Under Red Skies, duh, and it has pirates. So I definitely want to read this because I know book 3 is already out. Duh, book 3 came out a while ago, but I think there's a book 4 if I'm not mistaken. Don't quote me on that. But I love his writing, Scott Lynch, but it's a little jarring. I'm not sure if this book is gonna do like the same sort of, yeah, this book is gonna do the same thing. Oh great. I think this book does the same thing where you have like breaks in between, which kills me. His writing is definitely, if you're new to fantasy, I wouldn't say you start out with this like at all, because you'll be completely thrown out. I do listen to the audiobook with his books, so it does help me, but his writing is definitely a little bit jarring. But once you're in it and you're loving it. So I'm excited to dive back into this world. Okay, so divination. It says, Third Eye, assign numbers to your TBR, use a random generator to pick your read. So there are 12 prompts total. I'm actually going to turn on my other phone right now. So I just turned on my old phone. Okay, so I'm going to let that come on and then we'll do the divination after that. But basically all of my books are here written down 1 through 12. Obviously prompt 7 is really just not a book, so I'm going to do 1 through 11 and then pick like that. So I'll come back to that once that phone comes on. So we're going to move on to herbology, and herbology is, I don't know how to pronounce it. It's on the screen, but it's a title that starts with an M. So for that, I'm going to go with Mistborn by Brandon Sanderson. I know that we are doing the Cosmere Long, and for the month of April and May, we will be diving into Mistborn. So I'm excited. Okay. I know that this book is not really called Mistborn. It's called The Final Empire, I believe. But this book says Mistborn on it, so I'm going with this book. Yeah. If you have this version of the first book of The Final Empire, then you can go with Mistborn. So that's why I'm picking this book. I know, again, that is not the name of this book. I believe it's called The Final Empire. It's confusing when it honestly comes to this entire trilogy, like the series, honestly, what it's called, because initially I've heard people call it Mistborn, but then someone said that's not the name, it's called The Final Empire, but I don't know. So I'm picking up Mistborn because this is the book that we have to read for April and May. So yeah, going with this. And it's fantasy, adult fantasy. I think it deals with like different metals and things like that. I don't know the gist of it, but I know that a lot of people love it, and I have read 2 of Brandon Sanderson's books. I have read Elantris, which I did enjoy, and I read Warbreaker, which I loved. So I'm excited to dive into one of his like well-known books, I guess. So yeah, we have this Mistborn. Okay, so then following that, we have History of Magic. That is called Witch Hunt, and it's a book featuring witches and wizards. For that, I'm going to go with a middle grade, and that is The Girl Who Drank the Moon by Kelly Barnhill. I heard a lot of people really enjoyed this book. I know that it deals with a witch. Yeah, there's a witch who finds, I guess, a little girl or something like that, and she feeds the little girl moonlight. So yeah, I don't know much, honestly. I just know that it includes witches, so I'm gonna go with this. And I love this cover. It is so like, I don't know if you can tell, but whatever they use on this cover is freaking stunning, and it's middle grade. It's gonna be quick and easy to read, and I'm probably gonna listen to the audiobook for this, but yeah, I'm excited to dive into this middle grade novel. Next, we have Muggle Studies, and that is a book from a perspective of a Muggle, which is contemporary. For that, I'm going to go with I Want You Back by Lorelei James. I have read a book by her before and enjoyed it, so I figured I would give this a go. I won this a while ago, maybe a year ago on Goodreads, and just never got around to reading it. So I'm excited to dive into this. It looks like it's going to be fun, cute, sexy, sweet, you know. So yeah, deciding to go with this book. Then we have Potions. It's a shrinking solution. Book under 150 pages. For that, I'm going to go with Girl from Jussara by Hettie Ivers. Now, this entire series from Hettie Ivers is called the Warlock Evolution series. I am a major fan. They all got 5 stars for me. Every single book in the series have 5 stars. So this is the prequel novella, and I have to read it because I do want to binge read the entire series over. I do own all of the books. There are, I think, 2 or 3 more books coming out in the series. Of course, this is signed. I love this author so much. I have been working with her for years now, and this book is 140 wrong. Trying to get to it, not including the like synopsis. She has a preview of her first book in here, so I'm trying to get past that. Okay, so this novella is a total of 86 pages. The book in general itself is about 143 pages, but this is actually the first like few chapters of book 1, which I'm not going to read. So this is 86 pages. It's a novella, and I'm super excited to dive back into this world. Like, oh my god, I love everything about this world. I do. So I have the prequel for that. So yes, we have this. And then for Transfiguration, Animagus Lecture, and it's book or series that includes shapeshifting. For that, I'm going to go with Slip of Fate by Hettie Ivers, which is book 1 in the Warlock Evolution. So again, this is the prequel novella, which is definitely still good to read. 86 pages, but this is book 1. This is such an amazing series. It is adult paranormal romance. They are werelocks, which are a combination of a werewolf and a warlock, and it's an amazing series. Shapeshifters, of course, they turn into werelocks, which are werewolves with magic cool abilities, and it follows Melina and Alex. Alex is like the head of his kind of pack. Melina is American, but something takes place and she it's just good. Just know that there's a lot of shape-shifting that goes on in this book, and I love it so much, and I love the entire series. I believe there are 7 books total. 8 or 7 books. Let's see, 2, 4, 6, 7 books. There is a book 8 and 9 coming out, so I love the entire series. I own the entire series. I believe this one is also signed. I have so many copies of her books. Yeah, this one is also signed as well. All of the books I've gotten from Hettie are signed, and they're amazing, so I'm excited to dive back into this. I have read this series like multiple times already. The other copy I have is all the way annotated up, but it's annotated in the old way that I used to annotate. I have a new way to annotate, so I'm going to be rereading this and diving into that. So those are my 11 books. So let's now, oh, that's why my phone was dying, but that's okay. I'm going to go type in number generator. Okay guys, so I'm here to redo the prompt for divination, which is here. Hopefully you guys can see it says third eye, assign numbers to your TBR and use a random number generator to pick your read. I kind of sort of did it wrong, so I'm just quickly redoing it. So I picked out 3 books that I've already read, enjoyed the entire series for, and want to reread. So I have Sarah J. Maas's A Court of Thorns and Roses, my favorite one from her, The Assassin's Blade, And then I have Daughter of Smoke and Bone by Laini Taylor. So 1, 2, and 3. I am going to pull up a random number generator on my other phone, which is here. I'm just gonna... Okay, so here it is. Min is 1, max is 3. Go. Let me just hit the back button and generate 3. There we go. So the generator picked 3, and for that we have Daughter of Smoke and Bone by Laini Taylor, my favorite book and series from her in general. So this will be for the divination prompt. Those are all of the books that I'll be reading, the 12 books for my career Alchemist. I'm super excited. I have not done my spread yet in my new reading journal, which this is my new reading journal. I am still in my March spread, which I'm going to probably finish up soon, but I'm going to work on a spread in here, and I'm super excited for this. I can't wait to get started. I mean, 12 books, I could definitely do it. Like I said, I'm used to reading over 20 something odd books in a month. Just March has just been crazy with everything going on. Before I end this video, I do want to just say I hope you guys stay safe with all that's going on with this pandemic. I hope you guys are taking the social distancing really like real. I know a lot of people are, you know, making jokes about it, and it's totally fine. We, you know, we as people need something to laugh at, especially since a lot of people can't turn to their like sports and things like that. But also keep in mind that this is a serious time. Wash your hands. You know, when you're sneezing, coughing, cover your mouth, cover your nose. And just stay safe, you know, just take every precautions you can, and if you are sick, stay home. And you know, the crazy thing is, a lot of the stuff that's going on now is crazy, but it's stuff that they have been telling us since little kids, like cover your mouth when you're coughing, cover your nose when you're sneezing, wash your hands when you come home. Like this is stuff that we've been taught as kids, and you know, now it turned into this. So, you know, yeah, I just wanted to say that. Definitely stay safe. I'm praying for each and every one of you who watch this video, and those who don't watch this video, I'm praying for every single person. Yeah, that's it for this video. So thank you guys for watching. If you are not subscribed, subscribe to the family. If you are, click the bell to stay notified. And if you are taking part in the Owls for 2020, let me know. Leave your videos down below. Tell me which books you're going to be reading. If there are any books on my TBR that you're like super excited about, let me know. Just comment down below, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Bye.